Hey, this is Rachel Cunningham, and you're listening to Joyful Love, episode 75. If you're ready to bring joy and connection back to your marriage, stick around. Each week, I give you the tools to up-level your thinking, open your heart, and bring joy and fun back to your relationship. Because it's not enough just to stay married. We want to love being married. Hello, friends. I am recording this from my hotel room in Mexico right now, where I have just spent 3 days immersing myself into the brilliance of my business coach, Stacy Bayman. And I decided to stay an extra few days and invite my beautiful husband, Chris, to come and hang out with me on the beach. We're actually going to leave this resort and go to an Airbnb right on the beach and just have a few days just by ourselves. So he is on his way here right now. I'm super excited to see my man and just to have a few days where we don't have to do anything. We can just really just enjoy each other and enjoy the beauty of the ocean and all of that. So that's what I'm doing today. But I wanted to get this podcast out to you guys this week. So I'm going to record it before he gets here. So for this episode, I just wanted to answer a question that I received last week. And I think it's going to help a lot of you on here who may be kind of just stuck in the zone of not knowing what is the next best step for your relationship, especially if your partner doesn't seem to be reciprocating some of your efforts to improve your relationship. So I'm just going to read the question. She said, most of the topics that you cover in your podcast and in your newsletters assumes that there is at least some reciprocation from the other spouse. I would like to hear some advice and questions about dealing with an obstinate spouse who refuses to make an effort, rejects any positive effort, and refuses any attempts to reconnect. I still follow your advice and I've made authentic changes in myself, but is there any other way to approach this issue? Okay, so first of all, this is a really great question. And I think probably there are several audience members who are wondering this same thing. They've been implementing, they've been trying, they've been doing their own work, and their partner just isn't reciprocating. First of all, I just want to give you big props for doing the work on yourself first. That is huge. And, especially when you have a partner who is not reciprocating, who isn't showing you that they are willing to meet in the middle, that can be a difficult place to be. So just give yourself lots of compassion and just see the beauty and strength in what you are doing. So what do you do when your partner is not meeting you in the middle? First of all, this one situation could look so many different ways. I have not talked to this person specifically about her relationship. Now, if I met with her husband, he may say, actually, I'm trying really hard. I just don't know what she wants, right? He might say, I'm definitely all in on this marriage. Or he may be saying, I'm actually checked out and I don't even know why we're trying. I have no idea the range of this specific question. So I'm just going to approach it in a couple different ways because I know that there's probably some of you who just aren't communicating with your husband and you're not seeing eye to eye and you both want to make it work, but you both don't see that the other one is trying to make it work. And then there are some of you who are trying to make it work and your partner is already halfway out the door or all the way out the door. So we're going to hold space for both today and we're going to cover just some ways to approach both things. So, number one, I want to remind you that you are 100% complete and whole without this relationship. You are good enough, you are lovable, you are worthy of love and immense joy in this life without your partner. So no matter where your relationship has been in the past and no matter where it's going in the future, that is the number one belief I want you to take with you from this day forward. You are complete. You are a whole and beautiful, magnificent person with or without this relationship. Number 2, you continue to do exactly what you're doing. You approach life with a growth mindset. You say, how can I grow in this relationship? How can I grow in my personal life? Of course, it is your choice how long you decide to keep working on this relationship before you might move on. That is your choice. Nobody can make that choice for you. Only you can tap into your higher wisdom and answer what is the right decision for you or not. Now, I will say that working with a coach or working with a therapist can really help you kind of uncover that and come to that decision a little more quickly and with support. And that can really be a powerful thing. So if you are in this situation, I highly recommend that you find the support that you need to get through this. It can be a really lonely thing to try to save a relationship all by yourself. And you deserve some support through that. You deserve another person to say, hey, I got you through this. I can help you through this. Okay, number 3, I think it is a very powerful thing to go to your spouse and just ask point blank, is this marriage something that you want? And is it something that you want to improve? And really just take a step back and listen. Just completely be open to being curious what they think. So many times people approach their partners and say, don't you want this? Don't you care? Don't you want to try? And like it comes from attacking instead of curiosity. So before you have that conversation again, drop into that curiosity of, I'm just curious what this beautiful person that I love, whom you might not actually think is very beautiful right now, I don't know, but like drop into that genuine love and care and curiosity that just simply wants to know what they are thinking and what they are going through. So ask that question from that place. What do you think? What do you think about our marriage? What do you want in our marriage? And then take a step back and really hold space for them to just let it all out without you trying to fix anything. And then some more follow-up questions for that. If they say, if their answer is, yes, I want to make this marriage work, I just don't know how, right? Or if they're like, I don't even know, I'm not sure. Sometimes I want out, sometimes I want in. It's really good to have some follow-up questions for that. And here are just a few that off the top of my mind that you could ask. You could ask, what would you want and need for this relationship to be one that you find joy in? Or what would you want and need for you to experience this relationship as something that you genuinely love? What would you need for that to happen? And then another great question that we don't typically ask each other is, what kind of marriage do you want? What does marriage look like to you? What did you used to dream of for marriage? And how has that maybe changed since we've aged and since we've had different changes in life? What does marriage look like to you? What would your hopes be for a future marriage that actually felt good to be in? And then even just saying, I want to be an amazing partner to you. I love you. I'm not ready to give up yet. But I know that some major changes definitely need to happen so that both of us can feel good in this relationship. And then again, ask the question, what are some ways that I can support you more? What are some ways that I can love you more? And you might be surprised at your partner's answers. They might be something totally different than you ever expected, right? They may be really desiring some one-on-one time with you as well. They may be desiring more alone time for themselves to recuperate and to kind of pursue their dreams, right? Another thing that I see really often is that when one partner is really checked out of a relationship, it actually doesn't have much to do with them not liking their partner. It more has to do with them not liking their life in general. Like maybe they've had dreams and goals in life and they have put them aside for the sake of family. And so the part of their soul is really craving something creative or something that is fun and expressive. And they're just not getting that with family life taking over, right? So it might be really helpful for you to ask that question. Is there anything in life that you just keep putting aside and ignoring that maybe we could actually bring back in and feed your soul again, right? That's a powerful question to ask your partner. Like, what do you want in life? How can we actually make your dreams start to come true again? Do you see how some of these questions are simply giving your partner an opportunity to feel heard and to express their needs and desires as well? That is so important. And many times when one partner is totally withdrawing, it's because they just have lost themselves in family life. They've lost themselves in a marriage, or maybe they've never found themselves. Maybe they've never had the opportunity to say, what are my dreams? What are my desires in life? And the mundane of life is just really zapping that part of their soul that just wants to go have fun and create and express itself, right? So that question of what do you want in life? And is there anything that we can start welcoming in that feeds your soul a little bit more, right? And this way, like if you ask these kind of open-ended questions to your partner, it can really start to welcome in that engagement again that has nothing to do with saving your marriage. I think I said it on here last week, I believe, that like if you drop the pressure of trying to save your marriage and just go have fun getting to know your partner again, that can just be total magic in rekindling your relationship again, right? Because if you think about it, back in the beginning of when you started your relationship, you didn't start it by saying, let's save this relationship. No, you started it by getting to know each other, getting to know each other's passions and understanding each other's brains and how each other worked and what made each other come alive. That's the answer to connection. The answer to connection isn't by saying, we got to communicate about the dishes, we got to communicate about the kids, we got to communicate about all these things. No, the answer is, let me get to know you. Let me get to understand where you're coming from in life, right? That's the beautiful answer there. So once you have done that, once you're working on yourself, once you are asking your partner really good questions to understand what they want and need out of life, if they are still saying, I want out of this relationship, I don't want to work on it anymore, now you've got some really good information for yourself, right? That is information that you want. You want to know if your partner is like, I am done, I don't want to try this anymore. So now you get to ask yourself some tough questions. You get to ask yourself, how long do I want to stay in this relationship with someone who doesn't want to be with me? And that might be a really hard question to ask, but it's an important one to really start to dig deep and ask yourself, why am I staying in this relationship? What's in it for me? What am I getting out of it? And how long am I willing to be in this relationship? And now you have the opportunity to tap into your highest self and ask yourself, is it time to go, or is it time to try something different, right? And you definitely, if you are in this situation, you need to reach out to a therapist or a coach to help you through this kind of thing. You don't have to do this alone. This is a very hard decision to make of when to stay or when to leave. Or for you, it might just be like giving yourself permission. It might just be, hey, guess what? I am complete without this relationship, and I don't have to stay. I don't have to stay for the kids. I don't have to stay for my religion. I don't have to stay so that my family and friends don't have to deal with our divorce, right? You might really need to just tap into that solid ground that is within you, that trust yourself that you are complete without this relationship. I don't know. Only you know. And you might not know yet, but your highest self does know. And so I encourage you to really work with someone to uncover that best option for you. And then if you are choosing to stay in a relationship where your partner has just shown you over and over and over that they do not want to be in this relationship and that they are not willing to work on it, your deepest work is to really begin to trust yourself again and trust that you are complete with or without the relationship. And then trust yourself that no matter what, you can go create a life of joy and love and kindness and growth within yourself, whether you're in the relationship or not. I don't know what's best for you, but you do. So I hope that helps you. If you are going through this kind of situation where you feel like you are giving so much and your partner is not reciprocating in return, I think for most of the people listening, your partner might be somewhere in the middle of not knowing. And again, that is where you drop the pressure of saving your relationship and just get curious. Start saying, let's get to know each other again. Let's dive in and really start to understand each other. And what do you want? What would make you happy? What would make you feel like you could really thrive in this life, in our marriage and outside of our marriage? Like, what do we want, right? And start sharing your dreams again, sharing your goals in life. And if you haven't really given yourself permission to have big dreams and goals, start asking yourself why, right? I truly believe it's a whole new level of loving to support your partner's dreams, to dig deep, to figure out what those are, and to say, let's make these dreams happen. My husband loves acting and telling stories through theater and movies. And so like the opportunity 3 years ago came up for him to make a movie. And it gave me so much joy to say, go for it. Take this extra money that we have and take our savings and go make a movie. It gave me so much joy. I mean, I was elated to see him go make that movie. And making a movie on a low budget is a long process. So it's had its ups and downs. Our dreams have ups and downs. But it is a whole new level of love to support your partner in their dreams. So, I mean, that's the best form of connection right there, is to find out what your partner's soul, what the deepest part of them is missing, and support that. And whether your relationship stays together or not, that is going to teach you so much. And it's also going to help them to feel more connected to you, because they're going to see that you love them enough to support them, right? That they're not just a husband and they're not just a wife. They are a complete whole person outside of you. And so now you get to go and learn all about them again and support them. Okay, I'm going to close it out there. I hope that's helpful. If you feel like you want that one-on-one coach support to walk you through every week to really nurture the relationship with yourself and your partner, that's what I'm here for. It's what I love. It's my passion. I love helping you create the life you want, including the kind of marriage that you want. Okay, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Thanks for listening to Joyful Love. If you'd like to know more about my work, come visit me at rachelcunningham.com. That's Rachel spelled with an AEL, Cunningham.com.